Hello, Grapperinos, and welcome to another exciting episode of Probably Next Week on Smackdown. I'm Bryon, and I'm once again joined by happy Drew McIntyre fan, Mike. Say hi, Mike.
I prayed for this, and it happened.
Hell yeah.
It did. I did not think they were going to pull that trigger. I was about to crash the F out as soon as I saw Jacob Fatu enter the ring. I was like, here we go. Cody's going to win again via some bullshit, which he did almost do when Fatu attacked Drew. But then Fatu swerved, went after Cody, and I was like, oh my God, he might actually do it. And he did. And I think we're all better for it, honestly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think if Cody were to retain, it would definitely make WrestleMania season kind of predictable. I feel like Drew McIntyre winning was the best possible outcome out of that. Also, I didn't really expect Jacob Fatu to come back. I don't know if you expected it, but I didn't expect Jacob Fatu to come back and cost Cody the championship, I suppose. And yeah, as I said earlier, and you hinted at, Mike, it definitely makes it a lot more unpredictable, makes it a lot more shocking, and hopefully they can follow up on it. Did you know that the Rumble is like 2 weeks away or something? And
I did not.
yeah,
No, I knew it's. Oh, actually, yeah, it is the end of January, isn't it? So it's like.
yeah. And did you also know that they're doing a Saturday night's main event in between? Yeah, I think they're doing Saturday night's main event the week before the Rumble, which makes it weird. Again, it's a lot of content, but they gotta squeeze through a Saturday night's main event to go into the Rumble, which kind of makes things a little confusing.
Yeah,
But
to me, it doesn't make any sense because like they're doing the number one contendership match at Saturday Night's main event, right?
yeah,
Where
Fatal
it's like
Four
you
Way.
could have just done a tournament, on the Smackdowns and like gotten the guy, but we have to artificially inflate the numbers for this
We gotta get
because
the content.
we don't have enough people to fulfill the card for Saturday Night's main event. Yeah, I don't know how much longer it's gonna go. I think they said they have like a 3-year deal with NBC to make this, so I don't know how much longer they're gonna want to keep this up because I don't think it'll be worth it in the long run because you end up having like way too many matches and you know, but whatever.
Yeah.
More stuff for us to watch.
Yay! Isn't that great? More hours of content for you, the viewer. I'm pretty sure that Triple H is very happy about this now. Well, anyway, this show, you know what it's about. It's about booking SmackDown and predicting the next episode of SmackDown as we head into Saturday night's main event and the Royal Rumble. And we try to book and predict the next episode of SmackDown on this here show according to these rules. After that, well, we're going to watch the next episode when it drops, and we are going to score our predictions and bookings for the next episode, or that episode rather. And we are going to do that using this scoring system, and then we will head on right back here on this show, and we will tell you what we got, and then we do the whole thing all over again. So, let's get to the points. I got 7. And I got 7 points just due to the appearances. I got Carmelo, MFT, and Drew McIntyre winning their matches. And then the rest was just appearances from Jordan Grace, Jade Cargill, Alba Fire, Kiana James, Julia, and Randy Orton. So, decent week for me, but not the best. Hopefully I get this one right. Or I should say this week right. But we shall see. What about you, Mike?
I had a perfect match actually. I had a match, Alba Fire versus Jordan Grace. I correctly predicted that and the winner. And then I had a bunch of appearances as well across the card from like Alexa Bliss. We both had Drew winning. We both had the the Wyatt Six winning that tag match. So I had a pretty good week finally on SmackDown. I mean, I'm usually pretty good at SmackDown. It's Raw where I have struggles, but maybe it's because
Yeah.
I'm able to read Road Dogg's like crack cocaine style of booking more often.
Yeah.
So
What is he, Vince Russo to you now? It's like crack cocaine booking. It just reminds me of Vince Russo, bro.
swerve, bro, swerves.
Yeah, Drew winning was a swerve. Imagine if Drew winning was a swerve, so that Drew has the title for like 3 months, and then at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes takes it back from him, and then night 2 we have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. That would be so funny. I'm just saying they could still do it. I might actually gamble on that, but we'll see. I mean, hey, it's Vegas, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, let's take a look at what is announced. As Mike alluded to in the beginning, we have a bunch of undisputed WWE Championship #1 contender matches. We got Randy Orton versus The Miz, Trick Williams taking on Matt Cardona, Damian Priest taking on Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn taking on Ilya Dragunov. And we also have Drew McIntyre on his first sort of promo as champion, I suppose, since the last time he was champion. So there we go. So without further ado, let's book this thing and get to my version of the show first. As Drew McIntyre walks to the ring with his title, he talks about his last week match, his match last week against Cody, I should say. And he talks about his win and that he feels really good. He feels vindicated on what he said about Cody. He then talks about the tournament organized by Nick Aldis to determine who faces him at the Royal Rumble, which is a thing that management does to keep him down because they want to pass it on to their next golden boy, because most certainly Drew is not their golden boy. But rest assured, he will hold on to the title as long as it takes against whoever wants it the most. He wishes them good luck because Drew McIntyre does not need luck to win. Drew then walks out of the ring after delivering the promo. He is then interrupted by an entrance from Sami Zayn entering the ring. Both of them stare. Drew smiles, shoves the title in Sami's face, and then walks away. Sami, after looking at Drew and the title, continues walking down to the ring and prepares for the next match, which is Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. And I'm going to have Sami Zayn win by pinfall because, well, I think Saudi loves Sami. I think that, Sami Zayn winning and him going onto the Rumble to face Drew is a certain possibility because of how Saudi loves Sami Zayn, as Mike has referenced time and time again. However, I do not think Sami is winning this tournament. And I will probably tell you who I think is going to win. And if you may have heard me, say this in the last few weeks, you probably might know who I'm thinking of, but I will further elaborate on that when we get to the main event. So, let's head on to the next match, which is Alexa Bliss versus Lash Legend. This happens because last week we had Alexa Bliss taking on Nia Jax or something, and now it's just her tag team partner. Oh, sorry, that's not true. Lash Legend attacked. Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Last week, I think it was Alexa Bliss versus Julia for the U.S. Women's title.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So after that match, what I meant to say was after that match, Lash Legend attacked Alexa Bliss, which leads to this match. So because of 50-50 booking, because I know Alexa Bliss kind of didn't do well against Julia, so I think Alexa Bliss wins by pinfall in this match. And obviously, this will feed into the Lash Legend and Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. And then maybe a Saturday night's main event. And then we're going to have Lash Legend and Nia Jax win to face Rio. I think that's the name of the team now. And yeah, they're going to have it at the Rumble, I guess. I don't know. Is it going to be a 4-match card at the Rumble? Who knows? Depends on how much Saudi's paying. So whatever. We will move on then from that to Trick Williams taking on Matt Cardona. I am sorry, Matt, but Trick is winning because of a distraction from seemingly everyone's best wrestler of all time now that he has changed his entrance, and that is Kit Wilson. He attacks Matt Cardona after the match. I think they are going to lead into the Kit Wilson Matt Cardona feud. I think. Basically, it's all about toxic masculinity, I guess. And I think with Kit Wilson gaining a lot of popularity, I think it would be great to sort of toss him into this feud with Matt Cardona. And Trick Williams can move on to the next stage of that. I don't think he's going to participate in this attack by Kit Wilson. So he's just going to walk away smiling. Trick is a heel, so there you go. Moving on, MFTs have a promo. Solo talks about the win against the Wyatt Six in that 8-man tag match last week. He says that the Wyatt Six are behind them and that now he's focused on taking the WWE Championship because reasons. He says he understands Drew has it, but he won't have it for long because he doesn't have a family, and Solo has his own fungible tokens. He is then interrupted by Damian Priest, who says, speaking of things being behind them, Aleister is behind Aleister Black and his rear view mirror, and now he wants the WWE Championship because reasons. Solo is in his way because he must get through him. And so, Solo prepares for the match as Damian Priest walks to the ring for their match, which is next. Damian Priest takes on Solo. And I am going to have Damian Priest win due to some intervention from the Wyatt Six. I don't think this is over. I think Wyatt Six has a win. MFT has a win. There has to be a tiebreaker. And after the match, the Wyatt Six continue to attack the MFT, leading to a tornado tag match for the tag team championships at the Rumble. And I think Damian Priest can move on to face Trick Williams and the other people who won those matches at Saturday Night's main event. So there you go. Moving on, Jordynne Grace takes on Chelsea Green. I am going to have, well, this happens because Jordynne Grace took on Alba Fire, so I think it makes sense to take on Chelsea Green because Alba Fire was defeated. I am going to have Jordynne Grace win by pinfall. After the match, Jade Cargill confronts her with the title and says, you'll never get this because I'm that B something. I don't know. And yeah, I think this will lead to Jordynne Grace being the next contender for Jade Cargill because there really is no one else. We did it with BFAB. We did it with Michin. There's no one else. So Jordynne Grace, I think, will be the next one. And hopefully she gets it because she is more capable of it than Jade Cargill. So there you go. At least in my honest opinion. We will then move on to the last match, which is Randy Orton taking on The Miz. And I think we got our contender for Drew McIntyre's title. I think it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton wins by pinfall. I think that he is going to face Drew at the Rumble. And people might say, Sami Zayn because the Saudi love him. I think Randy Orton gets the same pop as Sami because, the Saudis, they love old school superstars, all right? They love Yokozuna, okay? That's why they asked him to put on Yokozuna, even though he's dead. And Randy Orton is one of those guys. He is one of those legends that you talk about, when people say, I don't know wrestling, but you know what? Randy Orton, he's a cool guy. I think that's what Saudi folks are thinking about Randy Orton. And so putting him on a match against Drew McIntyre at the Rumble, I think it would generate the same amount of pop as putting Sami Zayn in there against Randy Orton. And Sami Zayn could probably win the Rumble there. I don't know. You still have the men's Rumble, so there's another opportunity waiting for Sami Zayn. And if he does win the Rumble, it would make sense for him to kind of go to WrestleMania and just try to take on Drew. if Randy Orton loses against Drew. So yeah, that's what I think will happen. Any questions?
But what do you think happens to Sami Zayn then? If we're going to, I kind of partially see where you're coming from with the Saudis marking out for older guys, but I still think Sammy wins the Rumble. So
Well, I think that I think that they're gonna portray Sammy as an underdog again. So I think what will happen is that after Sammy loses, he goes on like SmackDown next week, I guess. That's yeah, the Rumble is 2 weeks away. So he goes to SmackDown and wherever it is next week, the episode after this one. He goes and says, I lost the match against Ilya. I wish the best for Ilya. He was a great US champion, blah blah blah. As for me, there is still another chance for me, and that is the Royal Rumble. He's basically gonna announce himself as an entrant in the Royal Rumble. And, you know, whoever he faces there is also probably gonna be in that promo segment. Just saying like, hey, I wanna be in the Royal Rumble too. I want the WWE Championship from Drew. I almost said Cody. And, it's just like a segment where a bunch of people go, I announce myself for the Royal Rumble because there wasn't a lot of segments so far this year where people announce themselves for the Rumble, which is a glaring omission, that's for sure. But yeah, I think Sammy announces himself, goes into the Rumble. I think Sammy might win it, or else, he might go to Elimination Chamber and try to win it there. But I do think he is going to be on the WrestleMania card. I do think he is probably going to face Drew. Could be a possibility. And I don't think he's going to win. They're going to portray him as an underdog. In the Rumble, they're going to make him like really, really an underdog. They're going to have him go really early on in the Rumble and then have him survive the other 20 or so other wrestlers. And yeah, I think he's definitely going to be in that contention, but it's not going to be this match that will sort of solidify him as a contender. I think he'll be in the Rumble or the Chamber. So, kind of a long-winded answer, but that's what I think will happen.
okay, all right.
All right. Any other questions before we move on to your card?
Nope, I'm ready. I'm ready for my card. Let's go.
All right. Let's move on then. Starting off with
we have a Drew McIntyre promo. Drew comes out and has a big smile on his face because he finally beat Cody and he is finally the champion after so many times of getting cucked. He is no longer in danger of becoming a golden jobber, and he has actually attained the championship. He is interrupted by Randy Orton, who comes out and tells Drew that he, congratulates him on winning. But he says, I'm coming for that next, and that starts tonight in the main event when I take on The Miz for the number one contendership qualifying tournament. So they have a stare down in the ring, and that is basically it. Yes.
all right, nice. So, do you think Drew and Randy kind of continue their rivalry from last year, or do you
Yeah,
think this is
I
just
think
a
the
one-off?
fight. I think the fight is indeed Drew versus Randy at Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Oh, all right
Yes.
then. Okay,
Yep.
I think that kind of spoiled the main event here, but that's fine.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, if
We'll
you think
just.
the Miz is if you think the Miz is winning, then I don't know what you're.
Who knows? Maybe Road Dogg has some of that good. He might sniff that powder and change the booking last minute. Anyway, we'll move on then too.
The first of our four number one contendership qualifying matches: Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. I think Sami wins this one. Or sorry. Yeah, I think Sami wins this one via pinfall. And I think what happens with Sami is he gets close, he gets into like the fatal four way, but he can't quite finish it. Sorry, he can't quite finish it. And then they portray him as sort of an underdog in the Rumble, where he's like, "This is, I gotta win this
Yeah.
because I haven't been winning at all lately." So
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know where Ilya goes from here though. Where do you think Ilya goes?
probably back into the U.S. title scene, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people in the U.S. title picture that could be possible for sure. Like Aleister Black. I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on then from that to
A Liv Morgan promo with Roxanne Perez. So these two won the number one contendership last week or on Raw. I think it was, yeah, I think it was last week. No, it was on Raw. I think it was on Raw. I don't know.
I
I
think
forget. The
so.
women's tag team division is so fucking
Yeah,
cooked
yeah,
right now. I don't understand what show it's on. Um, Anyway, they are interrupted by Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who are themselves looking for the tag team titles. There was a bit of a confrontation, and this leads to a match that is booked for next.
All right, let's move on to that match now.
It is Nia Jax versus Roxanne Perez. I think Nia wins this one pretty easily, and then this is a 50-50 booking shot where Liv wins next week, and there you go.
Okay,
Basic stuff.
so do you still think that Nia and Lash are next, or are you saying that whoever is the number one contenders on Raw goes first,
Yeah.
and then
No, no,
Nia
no,
and
no. Yeah,
Lash?
they're still first. Yeah, I think this is just to build them up
Oh, okay.
for the Rumble probably, is where they'll have the match either there or at Saturday night's main event. I don't know. We'll figure it
Oh,
out, I guess.
yeah, we'll figure it out. That's how WWE.
Too many cards to fill and not enough matches. So
Yeah, that's the WWE quality way. All right. Yeah. Again, I don't know how they got it in their heads that they need to build up the women's tag team division. They probably got a lot of negative fan mail surrounding it, but whatever. I suppose it is, I guess, worth it to feature women's tag teams on the show. All right. Well, we'll move on from that then to
a U.S. title open challenge: Carmelo Hayes versus Nathan Frazier. I think Nathan is the local guy, so it makes sense that they'll have him in this. And I think Carmelo wins by a pinfall. Nathan Frazier's been involved in the U.S. title picture for a little bit with Fraxium, so yeah, I guess this is pretty easy to predict.
all right. Interesting. So, where do you think? Well, I guess Nathan can go back to DIY. By the way, did you know that Tommaso Ciampa decided not to renew? He might be
Really? Is he
quitting.
going? He's leaving. Damn. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
He'll be AEW, you would
that's
assume.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
So now Johnny is gonna be by himself, which is quite sad. I don't know who he's gonna team up with. Maybe Ilya? Ilya and well, actually, Ilya's not a heel. Who's another heel on the show that that might benefit from a
Uh,
tag team? I guess.
I mean, if Johnny doesn't follow him, yeah, I'm assuming they both probably sign their contracts around the same time. He
Yeah.
probably becomes a single star, more or less, like a mid Carter, lower Carter, maybe. Where do you think he goes? Like probably AEW, maybe.
I mean, I don't know if he would go to EW. I He could go to TNA, I guess. Like TNA could be another good one, just because of that WWE connection. I don't know. I mean, he might go back to the Indies again. Maybe take up what is that guy, Karrion Cross? Take up what Karrion Cross is doing. I think it's just because of the quality of booking and the fact that he's been on this tag team with Johnny Gargano for quite a while and nothing seems to be happening for him. So I guess that's why he decided to just call it quits and leave. So again, just speculation. But I'm not sure if he wants to go to AEW. I think AEW is, as it is right now, is kind of stacked, and I'm not sure where he would fit into if he does go there. But I don't know. It just seems shocking that he would not renew his contract and stay with the company. But as for Johnny, I think he should be in another tag team with someone else and then have him break up maybe the year after this one and have Johnny Gargano go as a singles guy. I'm pretty sure they could call someone up from NXT or maybe, have someone else in the roster team up with him and be a heel. So, I don't know. We'll see. But it's definitely shocking that that happened. But yeah. It's not about Nathan Frazier now. So, yeah, I'm also asking that because it's also going to affect, Fraxium because they were feuding with DIY. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, I guess. Anyway, we'll move on from that to
Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. I think Matt Cardona actually wins this one.
whoa.
Yes, I think so. I think that Trick probably is. I'm not going to say interfered upon because he wouldn't, because he's a heel. He's coming in as a heel, so I think he probably loses this one. Um, Maybe due to something with fucking what the hell's that guy's name, Brian?
Carmelo Hayes,
No, the other guy with the new intro. Fuck, wow.
Rick
I
Wilson.
might have... Oh, Kit
No,
Wilson. Thank you,
Kim
thank
Wilson. Yeah.
you. Jeez, he's so unremarkable that I forget his fucking name.
Oh, come on, man.
Anyway, yeah, I just think that Matt Cardona wins this one, because he's been a jobber ever since he got into the into the company, and he needs a W. So unless he's getting a job or paycheck, and he's just like going out there to be an enhancement talent. So
Are you talking about Trick?
I'm talking about Matt Cardona. Yes,
Oh, okay.
I don't know what their plan is. It just seems they're throwing him in like stuff and having him be enhancement talent, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll probably want to put him maybe in the U.S. title picture, but that U.S. title picture scene is now kind of clogged. So maybe another mid card feud. As I said, I think he'll feud with Kit Wilson. I don't know how else to. Kit Wilson versus Matt Cardona at WrestleMania. I mean, come on, there's money there, bro. That's content. No, I'm joking, but I think Matt Cardona is just going to be put on a lot of mid card feuds, seeing what sticks, and then I don't know at WrestleMania do some spots. I guess I don't know. It seems to me like that's the only direction that they would have him go in, unless maybe turn him heel and put him against Johnny Gargano. They'll be a new tag team, but
Yep.
I don't know. I really have no idea, but yeah. So you don't think Trick wins this one? Where do you think Trick goes to then?
Probably in a lower card feud with Kate Wilson, probably to start off. Like there might be like a three-way feud between these two guys and Kate Wilson, maybe.
Okay,
So
I could also
yeah,
see that happening. Kit calls both of them toxic, and that's how we get the match. I don't know. Yeah. All right. I can see that. We'll move on from that then too.
Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. I think Solo wins this one thanks to interference from the MFT. I was originally going to have Aleister Black interfere, but I was like, no, that'd be very stupid. They do stupid stuff, but I don't think they do something very stupid. I think they tried ending the feud between him and Aleister Black like 2 weeks ago. But
Yeah.
but Brian,
Yeah.
you know how dumb Road Dogg can be. So I
Yes.
think that the MFTs are fought off by the Wyatt Six. But then
Yeah.
guess who comes back, motherfucker? It's Aleister Black.
Oh no! It's not over. God damn it!
It is not over. We are still doing this because again, Brian, whenever I think of something and I'm like, no, that wouldn't happen. That's too dumb. I'm like, no, that would happen because it's very dumb. And that's exactly what they would do. So I think Solo wins this one thanks to interference, not from the MFTs, but from Aleister Black. And the feud continues to, I don't know, maybe like a fucking Portal to Hell match or something, where one of these men will be fucking eviscerated or disintegrated or something to get them away from each other because they just cannot seem to stop interfering on each other's behalf or against each other's behalf.
You know what?
But
We haven't seen this match type in a while, but what if we have a loser leaves SmackDown match? All right, between the two. All right, so we can get this done. Okay, so we can finish this
we
goddamn
could.
feud.
We could. I don't know where you go from this. I want an ambulance match. Maybe like a cage match. Hell in a Cell, maybe.
3 stages.
I don't get the whole 3 stages of hell thing. It's like it's not really because you have a regular match and then like a no DQ match and then another no DQ match is in the cage.
Well, you're
It's like
supposed to
it's not.
escalate it. Like, you're supposed to go from a normal match to, like, kind of a more extreme match, but not as extreme. And then if for some reason whoever ties it up, we then move on to the most extreme. I feel like the cage match and the false count anywhere should have been reversed because the steel cage match is kind of limiting. You're kind of confined to the ring, so it wouldn't make sense as the third stage, right? So yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I guess they did it just to put Jacob Fatu in it, so whatever. Although you could probably do the same spot with Jacob if it were a false count anywhere match, and it would be the same. So I don't know. I don't know, man. All right. Well, so where do you think? Oh, right. You're saying Damian continues his feud with Aleister. All right. Who do you think goes over if this feud ends? Actually ends this time.
I think it's probably got to be probably got to be Aleister Black, man. Like I think Damian has been kind of just floating in the ether ever since he lost the World Heavyweight Championship. So I think he might go back to Raw, possibly. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. You got to do something with Aleister Black. You can't like you can't take Karrion Kross's gimmick, give it to Aleister Black, and then also do the same exact fucking thing you did with Karrion Kross. Why would you even get rid of Karrion Kross in the first place?
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna make our own Karrion Kross and then do the exact same thing we're gonna do with Karrion Kross, which made him leave. Okay?
Doesn't look good, does it?
No, but it's done. And it's exactly what they would do. So
Yeah, it makes sense. Terrible situation. But it's the same thing with fucking MFT and Wyatt Six. I'm sick of this feud. I am sick of it. Can we end this right now? Get this over with.
I'm
Jesus.
telling you, this probably ends in a tornado tag team match, either at Saturday night's main event or the Royal Rumble. The MFTs have to win this because the Wyatt Six, like they're a great, like ooh cheap pop, yo, they're spooky. But if
They do
I
nothing.
forget that I forget they have the fucking titles because they don't show up half the time.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't cut any promos. They have like vignettes, right? And it's like the MFTs are putting in more work than the fucking Wyatt Six, and the Wyatt Six have the titles. I don't get it. So the
Yeah.
MFTs have to win it at some point, and I think it's either at one of the upcoming two pay-per-views or
Yeah.
freaking premium live
I hope
events.
so. I mean, this feud has gone on for too long as well, so
Yes.
they need to wrap it up. And speaking of wrapping up, let's move on to the main event. which is
The main event is Randy Orton versus The Miz. I think Randy wins this one pretty easily. I think after the bell, he is confronted by Drew McIntyre, who was sitting at ringside. Maybe on commentary. He's very good at commentary occasionally. Um, they get
how
into
do
the
you
ring.
know?
Dude. He's a great shit poster, man. He came up
Okay.
with fucking bisexual Undertaker. I mean, that's great. That's a banger.
All right, fair enough.
So there's a stare down, and then Jacob Fatu appears out of nowhere again and attacks Drew, and then Randy RKO's him and Drew for good measure, and that is how this show ends.
Right. So when you told me why Jacob Fatu was in that finish last week on the Three Stages of Hell match, you told me that Jacob Fatu was attacked last time. And I think during that time we were considering the idea that Cody might have been the one to attack Jacob, which is why Jacob went for Cody. So do you think that Drew or Cody might have attacked Jacob Fatu here? Because I mean, there's no other reason why Jacob would come back and attack both of them, right? So
So I don't think Jacob knows. It's
great.
it's like
Okay.
it's like the Steve Austin, fucking Survivor Series '99 situation, or like Hulk Hogan in the White Hummer situation, right? It's like he doesn't know. We nobody like we he didn't see who attacked him, right? It is one of Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes. I think it gets revealed at some point, probably in the near future before WrestleMania. So it's either one of them. And that's why I think he goes on this like rampage where he's just kind of attacking everyone at some point because he wants to know who it is. Um I wouldn't be surprised if it's Cody. I think that might start his heel turn. Because I know you told me
Yeah.
that there was a rumor that he was gonna turn heel with the fucking Creed brothers of all people.
That's a great idea, guys. Come on.
Sure. Let's run back American Made again.
Yeah. Hey, Cody's American, all right? He's the American nightmare, bro. Come on. It writes itself.
I love
Yeah.
that Chad Gable got his group taken from him twice in a row now.
Poor Chad, man. Chad is not a Chad.
No, three times actually, three times. He was part of Alpha Academy, and then he left, and that got yoinked from him. And then he made American Made, and then he got injured, and that's when he got yoinked from him. And then he was fucking El Grande Americano, and then that also got yoinked from him.
Poor Chad. Not a
Jeez,
Chad.
nope.
Dang.
He is
Yeah.
taboo Kurt Angle after all.
Well, yeah, he doesn't get called that he sucks whenever he comes down, so that's one of the things he's not like Kurt Angle at. But okay, so I guess I don't really know why you put the Miz in this situation, but okay, so you think Randy Orton wins the whole thing overall and faces Drew?
Yep, I think the four-way. So the four-way is going to be Sammy versus Matt Cardona, uh, Solo Sikoa, and Randy Orton. And I think that Randy wins that one. Um, and yeah, and then I think that Sammy wins the Rumble and goes after whoever wins between Randy and Drew, which is probably Drew.
Makes sense, yeah. All right. Do you think Sammy? Maybe an obvious question, but do you think Sammy will win against Drew at WrestleMania, or do you think Drew retains here? Because I do think there are some people that think that Drew's title reign is going to be cut short, and it might even be like a transitionary champion. They might give it back to Cody at some point. So I don't know. Do you think that will happen, or do you think that Drew might? actually go on longer than people expect?
Um, I think it'll go longer than people expect. I don't think he's going to be a transitional champion. I think he does have value at because usually a transitional champion is. I mean, I said fucking Stephanie Vaquer was a transitional champion. Like she's been fucking women's champion for a couple months now. So I don't know, but usually a transitional champion is a guy who is just there to job to whoever they're building up again, um, and doesn't have a whole lot of drawing power. Drew McIntyre definitely has drawing power. I don't think he has the drawing power of Cody Rhodes as much because again he's been a jobber basically for the last year and a half. But I think he definitely can. He definitely has the charisma and the in ring ability to do so. So I think if he gets featured in more main events as a heel, I think he will be fine as a champion. So
Yeah. Well, let's hope that WWE in their right mind would do it. I guess it's all up to them after all. So, and as you say, they might be dumb and not give Drew a long reign, but we'll see. I do hope so too. I think Drew deserves it, and I do hope that Drew gets a longer than usual run. He has been sort of the best element of SmackDown, and even though it definitely reminds me of what Kevin Owens was doing with Cody, it definitely. I mean that neck injury to Kevin like really stopped the whole thing, and they kind of gave that to Drew instead, which I think Drew is deserving of that, and facing Cody and taking that title off of him. I think that made the whole season unpredictable. Now no one knows what WrestleMania might look like, so that's cool, I guess. Because from what I read, WrestleMania was supposed to be Cody versus Roman again, and they were gonna do. Oh, what was it? I think they were going to do Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I think at WrestleMania. Now that could still happen, considering Seth might be back around that time. But I think Cody versus Roman might still happen, as I said earlier. But the fact that Drew has the title now makes the whole thing kind of unclear if they do want to get there. But also it makes it kind of unpredictable as to who will face him as well and how he gets to WrestleMania. So anyway, long ramble, but yeah. Well, anyway, enough of that. That's it. That's all we got. And as I said earlier, we will watch the next episode of SmackDown when it airs from London, UK, and we will score our predictions and bookings, and then come back here to give you our scores and do the whole thing all over again. So yeah, but until then, thank you for ordering a blue cheese pizza called probably next week on SmackDown from Grapperinos. And remember, if you're down for some fresh, oven-baked, crispy wrestling content, stop on by Grapperinos and order yourself some content you can grapple with. See you next time, Grapperinos.